Once upon a time, in a prosperous kingdom, there was a king who was a devoted worshipper of God. Day and night, he immersed himself in prayer, meditation, and devotion. One day, pleased with his unwavering faith, God appeared before him. The king was overwhelmed with joy and gratitude. Bowing with folded hands, he said, "O Lord, it is my greatest blessing to witness your divine presence. You have graced me with this honor." God smiled and replied, "Your devotion has pleased me greatly. Ask for anything you wish, and it shall be granted." The king, humble and wise, responded, "O Lord, I have everything I need. My kingdom is flourishing, my people are happy, and peace prevails. Your grace has already blessed us abundantly. However, I have one heartfelt desire. Just as you have appeared before me, could you bless my entire kingdom with your divine presence? My people are kind and deserving. It would be the greatest gift for them." God paused, smiled gently, and said, "That is a noble wish, but it is not an easy one to grant. Not everyone is ready to see me." The king, with tears in his eyes, pleaded, "Lord, if you have come to fulfill my devotion, I beg you to make this wish come true. Let my people experience your divine vision. It is my greatest dream." Seeing the king's sincerity, God finally agreed. "Very well," he said. "Tomorrow morning, I shall appear on the mountain visible from your palace. Gather your people and bring them to see me." The king was overjoyed and wasted no time. He sent messengers to every corner of his kingdom, spreading the news. "God himself will bless us with his presence tomorrow morning. Come one and all." The next day, the entire kingdom was abuzz with excitement. A large crowd gathered outside the palace, and the king led the way toward the mountain. The journey began with a joyous and determined spirit. As they moved forward, they encountered a pile of copper coins along the path. The sight of the shimmering coins distracted many people. "Look at all this wealth!" they exclaimed, rushing to collect as many coins as possible. The king urged them, "Do not stop. We are on our way to meet God. This is just a distraction." But many ignored his words and stayed behind. Half the crowd was lost to the allure of the copper coins. The king sighed but continued with those who remained. "At least these are true devotees," he thought. Further along the path, they came upon a pile of silver coins. This time, even more people gave in to temptation. They forgot about the divine vision and focused on gathering silver. "These coins won't bring you eternal peace," the king cried. "Don't let greed cloud your purpose." Still, another large portion of the crowd stayed behind, leaving only a small group with the king. The journey continued. Now, the group encountered a pile of gold coins. The few remaining people, who had seemed determined before, couldn't resist the sight of gold. They rushed to gather the treasure, leaving the king with only his queen. The king turned to her and said, "See how easily people are swayed by worldly possessions. Even those who seemed devoted have abandoned the path." The queen nodded in agreement, but then her eyes fell upon a dazzling pile of diamonds further ahead. Unable to resist their beauty, even she stopped to gather them. Now, the king was alone. His heart felt heavy as he continued his journey up the mountain. Is there no one who values God above material wealth? He wondered. Finally, the king reached the summit, where God awaited him. The divine presence radiated with a light that filled the king's soul with peace. God smiled and asked, "Where are your people, the ones you so dearly wanted me to bless?" The king lowered his head and said, "They were distracted by the temptations of wealth along the way." "Only I have reached here, Lord." God's voice was gentle yet firm. "This is the truth of the world, O King. People remain entangled in material desires, unable to see beyond them. Only those who let go of worldly attachments can truly seek and find me. I'm always here, waiting for my true devotees, but few make it past the distractions of the world." The king bowed before God, understanding the profound lesson. He returned to his kingdom with a heart filled with peace and wisdom, vowing to guide his people toward the path of true devotion and detachment. The story teaches us a profound lesson about the nature of human desires and the path to spiritual fulfillment. It shows how easily people become entangled in materialistic pursuits, losing sight of higher goals and the true purpose of life. Despite having the rare opportunity to witness the divine, the majority of the king's subjects were distracted by fleeting worldly pleasures: copper, silver, gold, and diamonds. These treasures symbolize the temptations and attachments that keep us away from spiritual growth and inner peace. The king's solitary journey to meet God highlights the idea that the path to the divine is often lonely and challenging, requiring unwavering focus, faith, and detachment from material possessions. True devotion lies not in rituals or proclamations, but in the ability to rise above selfish desires and prioritize spiritual enlightenment. The story encourages us to reflect on our own lives and question whether we are pursuing lasting fulfillment or simply chasing temporary distractions. Only by letting go of these illusions can we find the divine within and experience true peace and happiness.